I wouldn't talk about fashion without knowing what are fashion mistakes. I think that this video really has to come out because I believe that every woman who wants to look chic and elegant wouldn't like to make these kind of mistakes, and she would rather like to communicate the message that she understands fashion, at least the base of it. So today we are going to check what are these fashion mistakes that are very annoying to me and that are pretty common, some of them. Like keeping your shades on top of your head and looking like some trophy wife. Unfortunately, we should rather just put our shades in the box and in the bag. But who has time for that, right? So there is that. By the way, this is a movie character. I adore Margot. So that could be mistake number one. But let's see what are these fashion mistakes that should be avoided, and hopefully I can help you make better choices. Please like and subscribe, and let's start. Okay, let's start with the most common and most annoying one, the coat stitch. It does not matter how many times this has been repeated. Girls, for some reason, really love to keep that little cross behind on their coats. Perhaps they believe that the coat still feels like it's brand new, or maybe they believe that this stitch is going to keep the form of the coat, or maybe they believe that it's the part of design. So yes, this stitch really serves to keep the form of the coat while it's in the boutique. Once coat leaves boutique, we gotta ditch the stitch. And this one also applies to men and their coats and blazers. Ditch the stitch. This one, really. The brand label on the sleeve of the coat or the blazer, and this one as well applies to men. When we purchase designer pieces, some of these pieces sometimes have the label on the sleeve, and some of us believe that this is the part of design, so we just keep it. I think this one is really hilarious because this is kind of a new way from brands to just show their name at one more place, and some people, out of lack of knowledge, they keep it. But I also believe that salesperson should really tell the customer that this little label should be removed, because how else do we know? Talking about labels, if you follow my channel and you like my style, you probably realize that I never actually show a single outfit with visible brand labels. Yes, I wear some designer handbags and watches, but that's really where I drew my line. Not even a belt. Even this Kelly and Celine Triumph belt have become way too recognizable, and they're not quite luxury anymore. Quite luxury? However, I would rather opt for a different type of belt from these brands because they offer so many other beautiful, chic and stylish belts. But where we have a problem here is that no one can tell. So, big H it is. All jokes aside, please remove this label from the sleeve. This is nothing more than just a simple tag. Off to the next one. Okay, this next one is as basic as stitch on the coat, and that's sticker on the baseball cap. So I don't wear baseball caps as part of my style. Well, maybe sometimes, but I do wear caps when I walk my dog to the park. And what I have realized is that people keep these stickers. So when we purchase these baseball caps, if you notice, they have this sticker that are placed here or on the top of the cap. And these stickers are just showing some sort of information about the cap. They're not really the part of design. And this mistake is very common among men as well, especially among men. I really see a lot of this mistake on the streets. So if you didn't know, it's really fine. This is just a friendly reminder to remove that sticker once you get your cap, because this is really going to ruin your cool outfit. Oh, by the way, this is not the kind of cap I would ever wear. I would like caps like that, not straight, but you know, this is just some cool boy cap, I suppose. Like, how old you have to be to wear this kind of cap? 20? 21 maybe? Do I look chic? I found this cap. Nobody actually wears it. It's just here to demonstrate. So, remove this sticker. Next one. If you know me, you know me. My biggest pet peeve. Short pants or short hem on pants. Short sleeves. I can work with that. But short pants, I won't wear those pants. All pants, but especially flared, straight and pants to pants cannot be short. For example, these flared jeans, in my opinion, are definitely too short. Yes, we can show the shoes this way, but I would still prefer for jeans to be longer and cover that part of the leg. Like these white ones. They have perfect length for these shoes. They are just a little bit above the floor, enough to not sweep the streets, and that's what I always look for when I'm purchasing flared jeans. See the difference? How much more leg look elongated and outfit looks more stylish. Even though with the first one I'm wearing high heels, and with the white ones I'm wearing just a block heel. Then for the pants as well, whenever I have a pair of pants that I really like, I always take them to the tailor and ask them to lengthen them as much as possible. It is always the maximum for me, so that I will be able to wear them. Like these gorgeous tailored pants. This is how they looked before I made them longer, and here you can see how they look after I tailored the hem. Well, they could still be a little bit longer, right? Also, sometimes when I find pair of jeans or pants that I really love and I'm sure I will be wearing them a lot, I always get them in two different lengths so that I can wear them with flats and heels. So this is a very specific detail that will not only elongate our figure, but also outfit will look more high-end and we will not look like the pants are short for us. Unmatched pattern. Sometimes this is unavoidable, but sometimes we can tell that the brand didn't put enough time and effort when designing these garments, like this blazer. I love it. I found it secondhand and I think it is beautiful. I love houndstooth pattern, but unfortunately we can see here at the back of the blazer that the pattern does not match. So this is one case where the error is really due to the lack of production and not to the physically impossible pattern matching. Here we have pinstripes, and for the pinstripes it is really hard to match them when designing suits. So I know that this mistake is not due to lack of production, but rather it is simply impossible to match them. So when I'm purchasing pinstripe blazer, I'm always trying to pick the one that has pinstripes matched as possible so that I can sleep well. Wait, let me change. I easily get bored of my outfits. Oh, this? All vintage. Flimsy shoulder pads. I love my shoulder pads to be strong and sturdy, not exaggerated as Saint Laurent runway blazers. I love those, but you know, you can't really wear them on the streets. But I really love to have shoulder pads that are strong and that keep the form when I remove them, so that they just exude better quality, and besides that it gives us better posture. So often in these fast fashion shops we can find blazers and coats that have that thin and soft shoulders that really are not doing much for us, and I always try to choose a style that has strong shoulder pads so that I just look more of a kind of high end. Oh no. The belt loop. Sometimes I really like the belt, or I buy a vintage one, and what can happen is that the tongue of the belt cannot reach the loop on the pants. So what I do, I pay a visit to repair shop and ask them to make an extra loop for the belt. Without the loop, the tongue of the belt will hang down our waist, and that part is not cute. I know this is an extra task to do, like I need a thing for the thing, but to me, when it comes to belts, this is really time and loop investment. Such a small detail can be of great importance. Okay, off to the next one. Bad zipper. It does not matter how good the garment is, if the zipper is bad, this garment is not coming home with me. You know, if it doesn't close well or if it gets stuck between material, just pass. This is way too much work even for me. I drew my line at belt loops. I mean, listen, it is not a hard thing to do. It is not about that. It's just that if we have to buy a brand new garment and then go and change the zipper, I love to alter my clothes, but the zipper, come on, what's the next thing? I have to sew my own sleeves? No, we are not going to do their job, but I will definitely change the zipper on vintage and secondhand, and I wouldn't make a single fuss about it because vintage is superior to anything else. Proportions. This one is very important and very individual because only you know your proportions, right? And I really advise you to check these channels that give piece of advice on proportions, like, you know, if you have body inverted triangle or apple shape or pear shape or whatever shape, you will have to learn what is your body shape and then according to that find garments that suit yourself. But I will give you a few examples today. How long should your blazer be if you have short legs and long torso? Cropped single button blazer. Or which kind of skirt if you have long legs and short torso? Mid-rise midi skirt, because they will sit lower on your hips and therefore they will elongate your torso. And if you add slit on it, you pass. You pass. Let me show you one example of this beautiful pencil skirt. So I wear it here with this long cinched blazer and it just seems odd, right? Yes, we elongated the top part of the body, but then where this blazer hits me, showing a small part of the skirt, it looks disproportionate and shortens my lower part of the body. But if I wear this same skirt with oversized boyfriend blazer, which also hits me at the same spot, it will still look balanced and good. Okay, we are having a small disclaimer here because when I was editing this part of the video, I actually realized that this look is not that bad. Where I think I have a problem with this look is that I actually prefer to keep the blazer open when wearing with pencil skirt, and that vertical line will elongate figure and look more cohesive. Wearing these proportions, I felt way too serious for my liking, but overall, I think this is actually not a bad look. I can totally see a woman at some corporate job wearing these proportions and definitely looking chic and stylish. So this is why we have to have different cuts and proportions of the same garment in our wardrobe. Not all classic items will match only because they're classic. Silhouettes and proportions changes everything. Another very common one is to cut hanger loop and threads once we buy the garment. This loop is used to hang the shirt on a hanger without stretching out the fabric, and I don't like to see them when wearing the garment, so I always love to cut them. And the last one is showing a belly button. This is one trend I wouldn't like to come back from the 90s. So this is a very cute top, but it needs to be paired with higher pair of jeans or skirt. I don't know, but to me showing belly button is really sign of a bad taste. I have nothing against showing that little part of the skin above the belly button, but to show the belly button, I really don't think this is a chic and elegant look. So that will be it. I really hope that you heard something new today and that I managed to just give you some sort of reminder to fix few mistakes if you was making them. But you know, fashion is a form of self-expression, and if wearing shades on top of your head strikes your fancy, that's totally fine. fashion is fun. There are no rules. They're here just to show us the guidance, but sometimes, we can't follow them all the time and they can be definitely altered. So thank you so much for being here and thank you for watching. And as always, I will see you in my next one. Bye!